So today, I'm going to answer a question I get asked so often, and that is, how much should you sell your logo designs for? And also at the very end of this video, I'm going to show you 5 pretty notorious logo designs and how much they actually were sold for. So as a quick example, how much do you think the Twitter logo was designed and sold for? Was it $5? Was it $15? Was it $5 million? So yeah, stay tuned to the very end of the video, because we are going to have some fun and see what kind of price ranges are involved with notorious logo designs. Sponsoring today's video is Milanote, the best place to plan and streamline your next graphic design project. Milanote allows you to generate ideas and concepts with ease, and then to evolve those creations to final design solutions. As you probably know, I use Milanote myself for my design projects, and you can learn more about their awesome project planning software later in today's video, and just how helpful Milanote can be for your creative design process. So to keep things really brief and simple for today's video, you can essentially boil down how much your logo design is worth to a potential client or a customer to 3 separate things or separate factors that you can take into consideration. So the first factor is your portfolio or your past experience as a graphic designer. And the second point is how you market yourself and how you advertise yourself as a graphic designer. And the third point of value is the actual scale of the project itself. So firstly, the portfolio kind of speaks for itself, and that is your previous work, your previous evidence for your skills as a graphic designer. This is one of the most crucial and the most important value indicators to a potential client. But the second point is really an interesting one, and I'm actually going to make a video on this subject entirely. That is, of course, if you guys want to see it. And that is how you market yourself as a graphic designer and how you advertise your skills and just, the whole package that you bring to the industry of graphic design. This involves things like using blogs, leveraging social media to advertise your skills and what you're offering. But also it goes up to things like even using paid advertising on Google and Facebook. And the third point about scale of the project, this essentially comes down to, is the project a rebrand? Is it a project that needs a whole lot of research? Or is it a logo design from start to finish? Or maybe it's just a typographic logo, it's just typography without any kind of logo symbols. So these are the factors that determine the actual value of a logo design. But quickly, there are 2 different ways that you could charge a client, and that is by a fixed rate, and of course you can also be paid per hour. Now it's important to keep in mind that if you are going to charge per hour, you should give an estimation of how long it might take, or you think it's going to take, for the logo design to be complete. And also for the fixed rate in the contract, you should stipulate how much you want to charge for extra work after the final artwork has been delivered. This is so that you don't get abused and kind of used and your time doesn't get taken up for free. So before we go into the kind of fun part of the video and look at some notorious logo designs and their price tags, there's a rough guide I've made after doing loads of research online and just my experience as a graphic designer. And this correlates to the kind of tiers of a logo designer. So as you can see at the very bottom, we've got the things I really detest and the things I know you probably hate as well. It's the artificial intelligence logo generators. And then you have the beginner freelancer who often charges $50 to $500. And of course this is a rough guide, and I have seen freelancers selling logos for $5. But this is the kind of industry standard that you will see here. Now the experienced freelancer will sell their logos from $500 up to around $3,000 for a single logo design. A top tier freelancer can expect to make around $3,000 to $5,000 per logo design. But then you move into the realm of having a design studio. And you have to remember, this isn't just one person though, this is often a team or a couple of people. And they stand to make around $5,000 to $30,000 for a logo design project. And then you move up to the average design agency, which again is probably scaled up and has a lot more staff members. And these can actually make around $5,000 to $50,000+ on a logo design. And then we've got branding agencies that as the name suggests, they probably don't just work on a logo design. They do work on entire branding projects, which, involves a lot more work and a lot more time. They can expect $50,000 to $100,000 for a single project. Then at the very top in the echelon of the logo design industry, we've got renowned branding agencies that can be making up to $1 million for a single logo design project. And also this price tag is mirrored for the world famous designers. And those are just the elite of logo designing who could just walk into a project and, demand $1 million just like that. We want to be at that level someday, I'm pretty sure. But even if you're just, hovering around the experienced freelancer range, you can make a very nice and a very tidy amount of money per year or per month just by selling your logo designs. So if you do want to see more videos from myself about how to market yourself as a graphic designer and how to leverage the internet to really, grab more clients and get your work in front of more eyes, do let me know with a comment down below. But yeah, finally today, let's take a look at 5 logo designs and see what their price tag was, and if you think the artwork is worth that much money. Now, Accenture implies putting an accent or an emphasis on the future, and this logo was designed back in 2000 by the design agency the Lander Associates. But how much was it sold for? So yeah, that's right, it was $100 million. And do let me know down below your thoughts on these 5 designs, because I really would like to know what you think. Are they worth their price tag or not? The second of 5 logos today is the City of Melbourne logo. And again, this was designed by the Lander Associates, but this time back in 2009. How much was it sold for? Yes, so it went for $625,000, and obviously this design agency is in high demand. Now the third logo today is the Enron logo that was designed by Paul Rand back in the early 1990s. It's just quite an old school logo design, but how much was it? So this logo was in fact sold for $33,000, and I personally really am not a fan of this design, but then again, I'm not someone selling logos for $30,000, so what do I know? The fourth logo design today was again designed by Paul Rand, and it was for a computer company, the owner being Steve Jobs back in 1986. But how much do you think it cost? So this time, Paul Rand earned 3 times more than the previous entry on this list, and the logo sold for $100,000. So the last logo design today needs no introduction, but how much was a Twitter logo designed for? This one is pretty crazy actually, because the legal rights to the famous Bluebird logo were simply bought by Twitter on iStock Photo for just $15. And the author of the logo, Simon Oxley, might have just received around $6 for the job after all fees were accounted for. But yeah, big thanks to Milanote for sponsoring today's video. I really do highly recommend it, and I've been using it for nearly 2 years now myself. You can easily streamline your creative process from start to finish on any project that you're working on, but also it's very easy to share your ideas and your projects with other clients or even work colleagues. So yeah, do check out the links down below for more information on Milanote and start streamlining your creative design process in a more efficient way today. So what did you think of those 5 logo designs? Do you think they're worth it, or do you think they're overpriced and, they're hyped up? Also, let me know what you thought of today's video in general, because I do want to hear feedback from you guys on the content I put out. Like and share my videos on social media if you do dig my content, and of course until next time, design your future today. Peace.